Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel Corrine's Crafts. I hope you are all well. Well, today's video is all about making an Eclipse card. Wow, isn't that a beautiful card? I'm going to show you how to make this, but remember you can change this for any stamp you've got or any shaped dies you've got as well. It's going to be really fun, so stay tuned and watch how we make this. Hello and happy crafting, my friends. I hope you are all well and that you've been making some brilliant crafty projects recently. I am loving spending all this time making crafty projects that I am really enjoying, projects that I want to make. Now today is something that I've not really done much before. It's an Eclipse card. So I've taken this stamp down here, I've coloured it and really enjoyed my colouring, but then I have cut out a shape. Now this doesn't have to be a frame like this, it could be a letter, it could be a word, it could be however you want it to be. I just wanted to show you the effect of raising up the element and what it can look like. It's so easy to do, so let's have a go. So I'm going to start this video with an apology. I have used this gorgeous set of stamps, but I don't know where they came from. I've no idea where this came from. I've tried to have a look. I've tried asking questions on some of my Facebook posts, seeing in my Facebook groups rather, seeing people know. No one knows where this has come from. I think it's an X-tattered lace one just because of the font, but I could be totally wrong, and I'm sorry if I'm labelling somebody else's stamp set incorrectly. I just love it. I think it's really nice. The sort of pansy-esque or viola-esque flowers. Really love them. So I am going to use them. Sorry, I am. But if you have any stamps, what you have to remember is I'm having to build up my collections of products again, so I'm going way back to some of my older products, so please bear with me. But this will work with any stamp you've got. So what I've got is quite a large piece of card, and I've done it as a slight rectangle, and I'm putting it down one side. Now this could be a corner. If you've got a corner stamp, it can come like this. It's entirely up to you. So I've put it onto my stamping platform. I'm going to pick that up. Now this is as always, my alcohol blending card. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to be using my alcohol ink, so alcohol proof ink rather. So we pop that over there, and we're going to just bring this in here. And you've seen this in my previous one. I'm just using my stamping press tool just to get that even pressure all over. Really works. You don't have to press too hard. Oh yes, that's not bad at all. Let's do another ink. Oops, just and put that on there. Nice little touch. I would rather do small amounts of ink on my stamp and do 2 or 3 inks. If you're doing it with something like this, the Eureka that I'm using, I never ever have to worry about my stamp not relining up. It works every single time. So make sure you get a good stamping press, and that'll work perfectly. Oh, I still missed a little piece just down there. Let's see if I can. I obviously didn't go down far enough. Oh yes, look at that. There we are. Absolutely perfect. Isn't that lovely? Now you can see why I have chosen to use this stamp, even though I have to apologise and say I don't know where it's from. Okay, so I'm going to use a bit of a different colour palette for here. I'm going to be using blue turquoise, and I've got 6 different shades within here. So I've got my blend and there. I've got my light green blend and my yellow green blend as well. Now I'm not going to colour it all in. You don't need to see that. But just simply things like go over the leaf. Look at this. I've only just stamped that, and I don't have to worry about it bleeding. It just is colour fast straight away. Over with my palest colour first. Then I'm going to go in with my darker colour, just using the lines. Somebody else has done all the hard work for me and has worked out where the lines and where the dark bits need to be. So I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to bring that up. So remember where this leaf overlaps, it's going to be a little bit darker as well. Where this flower head is over the edge of this leaf, then obviously that's going to be darker because that flower is creating a shadow. So we can come over here just like that. And then, oh, sorry, it's just caught on my arm. Then we're going to come in with the next one. And I'm just going to blend it back down just like that. And then the last colour just coming in to blend it there. So that's what I'm going to do with the leaves. The smaller leaves, I'm going in with my yellow-green blend. I just wanted to differentiate between them a little bit. And I'm going to go like that. Now these, I'm not really even going to do much shading at all on these. I just like them as they are. If you want to do the tiniest bit, I would just bring just little flicky motions from the bottom, and that would be enough. Now the other bit of green I'm going to do, I do these leaves here in the light green blends. Yeah, light green blend, that's the right word. And then what I would also do is then using my second one of my light green blend, so that's LG3, I'm going to do round the bud and just take it in with a darker one. And I'm just thinking everything's more tightly packed. It's new growth. It's not faded in the sunlight. So that'll be a little bit darker. So there's what I'd do with the green, going all the way around. And then I'd start in on the blue. So I'm going to start with my palest one first. Get it the right way around. So that is Blue Turquoise 3. That's my palest. So I've got, let me get these the right way around. I've got 3, 4, 5 on this pen. And then I've got... oh, get them there, 7, 8 and 9 on that pen there. So I'm going to start with 3, and I'm going to do just like I've done previously. I'm going to colour around the edge, and I'm just going to bring that colour most of the way down, but not all of the way down. I don't want to over saturate my card too much. Bring it down just like that. There we go. Then I'm going to go in with my next colour. I'm thinking that this layer lays over the top, so that's going to be a little bit darker, just sort of flicky out in the direction of the petals. My final one of this pen, and then I can just add in those darker bits just there. And then I would come in round here, and I'm also going to bring it here where the leaf, where the petal rather, is folded over, and that just there. Now I've got a bit of a colour belt there, so I'm just going to come back in. I'm going to drag down into there, just like that. And can you see that straight away, that's starting to evaporate? And I've got that feeling of curvature, haven't I? So I'm going to come in with my paler one. Remember, these are opaque, so every time you add another layer, it will get a bit darker. So I didn't go right up to the tip on there. Can you see? So I do that to that side. This one here, I'm going to take those as my darkest one. So I'm going to start with BT5, and I'm going to start there with BT5, and I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to come in with BT7, and I'm just going to take it out of there. Well, I can't see much colour difference there, so let's try 9. Ah, yeah, you see it just darkens up just there. I need a yellow. That's burnt orange. I've got a yellow. There we go, let's do a yellow. I know these are my brush pens, but it's just what's nearest. So then I might come down here with this one. So I'm starting with the 5 again, just around there. And then 7. Just here, just dragging it out, and I'd follow the same colour pattern all the way through. So let's just go onto this one and go slightly different. So we started with 3, so I'm going to start with 5 here and just come down just here. If you want to, you can be adding in white highlights. If you want, you can either leave little bits to be a natural highlight, or you can go in with a pen afterwards. It's entirely up to you. So I've done 5. So then I'm going to go in with, no, that was 4, sorry. Then I'm going to go in with 5. So you can see we're going from lighter to darker as it gets towards the middle. And then that's going to go just there all the way around. Remembering where anything overlaps, it's always going to be a bit darker. So just to add in a tiny bit of darkness, I'm just going to come round just on there. These are so pretty, and this is going to give you a different look, completely different look, depending on what colours you do. I thought this was a little bit different doing it in blue, but I mean, imagine doing this in your pinks and your purples and all the rest of it. So doesn't that look beautiful? So I'd carry on to the rest of there. I'd follow the same format for that one and the same format for that one. Now this one actually has been cut, but you can see that is what it looks like when it's finished, when all the colouring's done. Isn't that blue spectacular? So that's blue turquoise, and you can see it always looks much more effective once the ink has had time to sort of just evaporate a little bit. So once you've got there, then to get this eclipse effect, we need some dies. So you can go any shape, circles, squares, rectangles. I have these, which were my stitched label foundations, and I've got a couple out of here. So let me just find where they've come from. You can see I've got one from here, and then this one. So that was there. Where's that one gone? It's just dropped in and I can't see where it is now. So that's that one there, and then I've missed two out. So it's good. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I've used 1 and 4. So yes, so you've just done it that way round. So that is how I have picked it. These are almost like in threes, so it's like the middle one of each of those. And then all you need to do, and again, you can't do this wrong, you just put your first die down. And what I do with that is, oops, that's a lot of tape. Put your first die down and pin it on. So also what you might want to do is do something like pop it on your mat and then work out where the centre point is. Where am I? That's not going to be easy to do. There we go. There's a centre. So then I've got, that's my centre point. There we go. That was a bit of a random one, wasn't it? I should have started at the beginning. So I can see that's lined up there. I definitely need to make that, for me, I want to make that my centre point. Once I've got that one lined up, then this one is easy to line up, because if I line up all the points, I know I've got an even border all the way around. So line up that one, line up that one. There we go, line that. You definitely need a little piece of tape just to hold that in there, and then you want to run that through your die cutting machine, and this is where this one comes in. So I can take the tape off to show you this, so that you get one. Oh, I just put tape on so it could show you. There we go. Can you see all three pieces? There we are. All three of those. Aren't they absolutely gorgeous? So they all just fit back into each other. Come on, Corrine, where have I gone? There we go. They fit there. There we are. And they fit back into each other perfectly. So that is going to be our eclipse. So what I've done, now you can do this multiple ways. I initially started just cutting this, I cut a solid piece out of double-sided foam sheets, like your A4 sheets. It wasn't quite deep enough for the effect I wanted, and if you're not, when you're doing an irregular shape like this, you've got to be exact. You've got to get it exact, otherwise the foam sticks out. So all I did was I got my 5mm foam tape. You can see I've used my nice high foam tape, and I just cut and made my own little foam pads with that and put it behind. So that's going to go on my card base. So my card base, it's ended up quite large. It has ended up at just shy of 8 inches. Yeah, it's 8 inches by 7 and 7/8. So it's just not quite square, not quite square. And then onto there, I've got some blue linen card, black and white. I'm just going to show you the blue so you can see. Isn't that absolutely, and what a perfect match. I just went through my stash and found some like that. Now, what I did actually was I cut that piece out of there and then trimmed it down so you can see. So I was trying not to be too wasteful, and again I've gone coloured black and white, so we can pop that onto my card base. Let's get the glue right to the edge all the way through there. There we go. I do like using a nice glue like this that's going to add strength to my card. Make sure I've definitely got it the right way up. And then I can pop that on. There we go, that's one. Now these I've popped together, the black and the coloured, and I've put my narrowest or my shallowest foam tape on. It's only a 1mm foam tape, but it just gives it a little bit of height. I will link to that underneath when we finish. No, don't go for it, Corrine. Put the glue on. I always say I should, and then sometimes I forget. And then as soon as you start to do it, you can feel you need that little bit of extra security, don't you? So we can pop that on to there. Now, that goes just like that. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Now, what I was going to do was I was going to pop this straight onto there. But what I was concerned about was when I stuck these down, you would be able to see the black shining through. So I've actually cut myself a piece of white. Now this doesn't have to be an exact size because it just has to be enough to mask out the black. So this is just literally a scrap of white card that I'm just going to put on there to mask out the centre of the black, just so it can't be seen. So the easiest way to do this, I think, she might regret this when I started. Oh, I still got a piece of tape on there. There we go. Is I'm going to stick this piece on first. Work from the outside in. If you work from the inside out, I'm afraid that's the way madness lies, and you're going to have all sorts of fun and games lining everything up. I think this way will be your easiest way. Now, the only thing that I've not mentioned doing is I've just added a few little black gems on randomly, you can see, all the way around, just because it just lifts it. I love that. Now can you see I've got 1/8 of an inch for each layer, apart from that one which is a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch. So there we go. So once we've done that, we're going to take the back off these foam pads. It takes a minute, and I'm putting a little bit of wet glue on the back of each one. You definitely need a pokey tool when you're doing something like that. So I'm going to bring my card back in. I'm going to have to sort of lean over quite a bit, and then I can line it back up. So really you almost don't see where it's been cut out from underneath. You just get this Eclipse. I'm just going to have to lift it up a little bit so that I can see. There we go. Oh yeah, that's perfect. And then the other bit I'm going to do is a little bit of wet glue on the back of here so that I can wiggle it around, because that's going to then just fit. I'm going to drop that through there, and then I've got room just to manoeuvre that. I just want to have a look. Now can you see, I can see the white down there. That's why I wanted to block out that black, because I thought it would give a better effect. If you didn't want to put that in, you don't have to, but I just wanted to show you why I had done that. There we go, and look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? So we've still got the same picture, looking it straight down, but then when you look at there, it's giving it some height. And the final thing I wanted to do, I've shown you these so many times. These are from my inspirational or birthday word sentiment sheets from Creative Expressions, and all I've done is I've done a black one, I've mounted it onto white, I've mounted it onto the green, and then I have to use the same foam tape as I've used at the back of there, otherwise this wouldn't work. It would be like a seesaw. So put a little bit either side, and then I've left myself a little gap just there to pop that through there. Again, don't be afraid of the white. White can be your best friend. How about that? This gorgeous Eclipse card. Sorry, I don't know where the stamp's from, but you can be using any stamp you want. I've really enjoyed that. I love the colours.